Well, hi everybody, we're back. I'm Joe Messino. We're here at day 3 of the Weiner Wellness Week, and the last workshop of the day, like we always do, we save the best for last. Joining us today is the one and only Polina Petrusevic. Polina from 7.7 Nutrition. They are now at their 5th location and going and building strong. We've got 2 locations in Florida and 3 in Michigan. 7.7 Nutrition. Now, the name in and of itself, folks, if you haven't seen her before, it is a little bit of a story to that too, right, Polina? But let's give everybody a little bit of an introduction about you, your centers there, and your focus and your mission.
Well, thank you so much, Joe. Thank you for having me here today. You're so sweet. You made me feel so good and special today. I don't get introductions like this very often or daily, if you will. But it's always a pleasure to see you. And obviously, it's a pleasure to work with the whole Nutritional Frontiers team. You guys have been a family of ours now for over 10 years, I would say, right? 9 or 10 years.
Yes.
Yeah, we started with one location in Tampa Bay, Florida, the city of champions. And then from there on, we escalated with your help to multiple locations in multiple states. And the 7.7 Nutrition, for the ones that don't know us, we are a registered dietitian office, and we specialize in holistic nutrition and holistic sports nutrition. Therefore, NF is such a big part of what we do here. We have a team of 16 professionals, and we have anyone from clinical dietitians to sports nutritionists. So there is basically nothing we cannot do when it comes to nutrition. We prescribe nutrition as your medicine, basically. We tell our clients that your refrigerator should be your medicine cabinet. And, we work in steps with our clients. Step 1, we identify the foods that can possibly inflame you. We do that through food inflammation testing. That it's a lab that we use out of state in Massachusetts. From there on, we put our client on a specific, goal-specific dietary protocol. And then, of course, you can see all the beautiful supplements behind me. That is, a big, very valuable part of what we do is we recommend whole food ingredients as a part of our dietary protocol to our clients. So it's not one size fits all, but it's, step by step. We have to nip it in the bud, figure out what foods are bad for us, right? What food are good for us, then put them on a proper nutrient dietary intake, and then supplement with whatever we're possibly missing from the foods with the actual supplementation from you guys.
Excellent. And what a success story you have going on there. 16 employees now. That is phenomenal. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And we do see that wall of Nutritional Frontier supplements behind you.
Yes,
boy, how in the world do you keep track of all that? Do you guys get any training on a regular basis?
Well, of course we do. And you're a big, very valuable part of that. Every other Thursday, right? At 1 p.m.
Every other Thursday.
Every other Thursday. It's a part of all of our girls on our team. It's a part of our employment with 7.7 Nutrition that we do continuous education seminars. And Joe, you are the one that spent 1 hour with us, and we choose a topic and we just really go in depth, breaking it down and see how we can preventatively and holistically work through specific protocols. So yes, absolutely. And we travel
your staff. Your staff is great. I mean, they attend those trainings either in the office, at home, in the car, having lunch. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
They don't miss it. And it's fantastic.
Exactly. We very heavily.
And you have.
Yes.
You've attended a lot of our training.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
very heavily invested in success of our clients. So because of that, we must educate ourselves before we can educate our clients. That's how we can strive and present ourselves to be that premier registered dietitian office. So education is a big part, and you guys do a wonderful job for us.
Well, we're happy to help, and we're glad you're doing so well. And today, this is one of those issues that, some things come and go or have waves, but this is something that I don't think is ever going to go away. This is a digestive issue. It's a health issue, an immune issue. But Candida seems to be one of those things, Polina, that you know, you can help people with it, but somebody else is going to come in the door plagued by it. You can always count on there being Candida overgrowth being an obstacle to somebody's health. What are you seeing out there?
Yes. Well, when the clients come to our office, most of the time they come in that for the reason that they already have some kind of existing issue. Not a lot of people come to us and they say, "Oh, I'm feeling so great and I want to stay that way preventatively." Usually there is something that already bothers them. And most of the time, I would say 90% of the time, it all starts with their gut. So, and it's our duty and obligation to educate our clients that really 70% of our neurotransmitters are directly located in our gut. Over 75% of our immune cells are in our gut, right? That's why they call it their second brain. When people say trust your gut feeling, it's like, hey, actually listen to your second brain. So until we heal the gut, nothing else is going to change. I don't care if it's your mood. I don't care if it's your sleeping issue, obviously digestive health, weight loss, cognitive function, or just overall just anti-aging benefits. It all starts in your gut, period, point blank.
So when it comes to Candida, what is, let's try to uncover some of the underlying causes. And I know, like you said, it goes right back to diet. And I know we're going to I want you to tell everybody about your bucket of shame that you have there as well in your locations. But it's got to start with your diet. It's got to start with the food that you eat. And with people eating the standard American diet, fast food, sugar in everything, there's just, you know, there's no surprise that Candida is at a point where it's at an epidemic stage, I think.
Yep, absolutely. Yes. First, we have to figure out what is the cause. What is the cause of Candida overgrowth, right? I mean, most of the time it is the diet, but we also dig deeper and we find out maybe that client's diet is on point. But what if there is something like extra high alcohol intake? Or what if they are a smoker? High stress. That's a lot of people don't think about it, right? High stress can trigger the Candida overgrowth. Or the one that's mostly neglected is the lack of movement. If we're not moving around, if we're not working out, moving, shaking, I don't care if you're dancing, if you're clapping your hands, if you're walking around the mall, if you're taking any kind of like Orange Theory workouts or workout with your personal trainer, lack of movement is what's going to build up that build up anywhere from our lymph nodes to basically everything's just stalling, right, in our body. Because whenever we get rid of any toxins or any possible buildup, we pee it out, sweat it out, poop it out, right? And moving and shaking obviously help us in that department. So step one, we identify what is the cause. So if it's a dietary intake, that's of course where we come in, and that's where we're highly trained and we know what to do. And we use the Candida detox protocols through you guys. If it's obviously something from a lifestyle modification where they're drug users or smokers or heavy drinkers, that's when we have to have more of a different type of counseling where we have to educate them on the reasons why we need to immediately stop what we're doing. And then from their own, because it's not one size fits all, we have to come up with that very perfect custom game plan, just like a tailored suit. That nice suit that you're wearing right now, Joe, right? I'm sure it was created specifically for you. So the same with any kind of detoxification protocols. We cannot just say, yes, take berberine extract and load up on garlic, drink tons of water, you'll be okay. For somebody it might work, for somebody it might not. So that's why when we originally meet with our client, we spend 1 hour of a complimentary assessment, and we call it a discovery hour. That is the time for us to get to know each other, right? We get to know what are the goals. We want the client to see, are these girls able to help me? Do we like working with the 7.7 nutrition? Are they someone that's qualified to take me through the journey that I'm looking to achieve? And then after that 1 hour of discovery hour, that's when we know exactly how to approach that Candida detox. There are specific principles that we follow, and there are specific dietary changes that we make that will fit most people. And then of course with the supplementation, we also have some staple products on our shelves that we recommend. So, but we usually, we tell our clients that unless you're really willing and eager and driven to make that change, doesn't matter how much we're trying to load you up with any, liver cleansing or candida cleansing supplementation. But we want it to be a change once and for all. We don't want it to be just a short term, just quick fix, right? Where you're like, oh my God, I'm sucking it up. I'm doing it for 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. And then I'm going to go back to my old bad habits of drinking and smoking heavily. So we really want this to be a really good continuous education for our clients for life. So
Okay, that brings up a great point. You do the 1 hour, the discovery hour, and everybody goes through that. Now, after that, what is the maintenance plans that you have available to your clients?
yep. So after that, if we identify that we can help with the Candida detoxification program, and if we identify that the client is willing to make changes on the diet, from there on we collect all the paperwork that's necessary for us to identify all the macronutrient formulas that we need to design the diet plan for them, and then we meet with them and we go over the actual diet plan. And the diet plan is very specific, as I'm sure most of our viewers know. We eliminate anything that possibly can overgrow candida even more, and we want to eliminate anything that has absolutely no nutritional value. So as we know, candida is yeast-like fungus. Candida grows on sugar, smoking, medication, alcohol, high stress levels. So those are the ones that absolutely we want to just tone it down. We don't like to go sure and steady. We don't go very slow. We go all out. We go 100% all out. We like working fast. Working fast is fun. Plus, we want the client to stay excited, because when they feel good every time they come to see us, because they come to see us once a week for measurements and diet adjustments and follow-ups and supplementation protocol changes, we want them to stay excited. When people run on excitement, that's when they don't give up. If they don't see the results, that's when they're like, oh my God, what if I'm wasting my time? So with that being said, basically we go over the diet plan. As a part of the dietary protocol, we remove any kind of sugars. Definitely refined sugars, table sugar has to go. No soda, no pop, no desserts, no ice creams, right? Obvious. But we also eliminate intake of the fruit for at least for the first 4 weeks. We do introduce berries. If someone says, I really love my fruits and berries, I am emotionally attached to those types of carbohydrates, we give them berries. We give them blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, but we do try to stay away from things like bananas and mangoes and watermelon. Obviously, any kind of dairy has to go. Processed foods, frozen foods, like those hot TV dinners, right? That's what you call them, the lean cuisine. Those type of foods have to go. Alcohol we get rid of completely. The biggest thing that we usually have to negotiate with our clients is the coffee intake, because in the most ideal world, when we are running you through a candida detox, we do want to get rid of coffee. For the reason being is that, a lot of people say, well, what's the big deal? If I don't drink my coffee with sugar, I don't put any milk or creamer, why can't I have coffee? Because coffee is what keeps us acidic, right? Candida fungus loves an acidic environment. So with that being said, we want to obviously change anything that we can. It's very hard for us to really do all the steps to keep ourselves alkaline. It's virtually impossible, right? Like you use a mouthwash and it throws off your pH balance. You chew a chewing gum, it throws off your pH balance, right? So but we try to do what we can, with the situation that we're working with. So coffee is usually the biggest thing that people ask us when it comes to overcoming objections. If we really have to, we will negotiate, and we will settle for a small cup of coffee every other day, and that's what we call the dirty cleanse. We don't like that, but if we have to, we do. And in that case, we ask them, please go into all organic coffee beans. Do not go into any big chain restaurants, right? Because those are genetically modified. That's acidity overload. So we start with the diet. Obviously,
I would be fine with that, Paulina, because I don't drink coffee.
I
drink espresso.
And you don't drink.
I drink espresso. I don't drink coffee.
There we go. And you also don't chew chewing gum. You always chew our butts out for chewing gum, right?
Uh-huh.
Yes, exactly. So, we change the dietary intake, we change what kind of liquids the client is consuming. Then we talk about supplementation. Most of our clients, when they come in, usually they come to us because they're a doctor or they're acupuncturist or their yoga instructor send them to us. And most of the time, those professionals already introduced that client to some kind of supplementation. So that's when we come in, and our job is to reevaluate what they're already taking. And with that being said, we do ask our clients to bring all of the products to the office. Sometimes people will say, well, can I take a picture of the product? And we tell them you can, but it's not going to be the same as if I'm shaking the product in front of you and I'm showing you how to read the label, because people are so visual, right? So they can remember better. And then
Yes.
it also gives us an opportunity to take the product away from the client if we know that the product is bad. I'm going to move my computer and I'm going to show you my bucket of shame. Let me see if
Oh, great.
right there.
There it is.
That is that famous bucket of shame.
That
So
bucket of shame is full.
it's full. We clean it up once a month. And this is everything that our clients bring to us. And if we don't like it, we basically take it from them. But of course, we justify and we tell them why we don't want them to take those products. Usually it's a lot of sugars, there is syrups, aspartame, things like that we educate our clients on, because it's not what we take, it's what we absorb from what you take. So I know you talked about it at the last presentation. So it's not what we eat, it's what we absorb from what we eat on top of that. So, and then when it comes to supplementation, we also have to almost quote unquote test drive a client and see what they're comfortable with. Some people are so accustomed to taking organic and herbal supplements, and they say, please load me up with any herbal supplementation you can. Some people say, oh, I'm not a fan of taking any supplements whatsoever. So that's when we don't want to push too much because we don't want to completely throw them off. So that's when we kind of decide, do we go really heavy and we go all out, or do we want to just work on the diet plan and introduce them to some of the main staple products that have to be in their regimen when it comes to detoxification. And then
Okay, what are those staples?
so Candy Kill is the big one for us. SBC, Superbiotic, and liver and gallbladder tincture. So because we do it step by step. Candy Kill is what kills the Candida, right? So when we just change the diet alone is not going to be enough for Candida detox. Just by changing the dietary intake, you're going to stop overgrowing the fungus to go higher and on a higher level. So we stop growing the fungus by changing the diet, and we suck out the actual Candida by taking Candy Kill. For the ones that know what Candy Kill is, we know that there is berberine extract in there. There is caprylic acid. There is garlic, thyme, oregano. So that's what kills the actual fungus. But just because we killed it, it's just sitting there, right? It's not going anywhere. And that's what the SBC comes in, right? It's a very special type of strain of probiotic that just really binds to everything we just killed and basically helps you to suck it all out. And we literally just with a simple language, we try to educate our clients like this. Hey, first we stop growing the Candida, then we kill it, then we suck it out. And when we explain it to them and we visually show them the bottles, they're like, oh, that makes total sense. Instead of me showing them 4 products and be like, this is what you need to take and this is going to help you. No, let us educate you why you need to have this step-by-step process, right? So, Candy Kill, we use to kill the Candida. Then SBC we take to suck it out. After we got rid of all of the buildup, now we have to replenish our gut flora, right? And that's where the Superbiotic comes in. This is actually our number one most requested product that we have on the shelves. That and Candy Kill. We actually hyperventilate when you guys have Candy Kill on back order. We're the first office, most likely, that's driving you guys crazy. So Superbiotic is very important because it's a probiotic that's completely lactose free, and it's a high 50 billion units of probacteria, of the good bacteria. So that's what really helps you to heal and seal your gut. And then liver and gallbladder tincture, just a really easy administration of just a few droppers a day. You mix it with water, or just you can put it under the tongue, and that's what really helps you to cleanse your liver. So it ultimately becomes more of a full body reset rather than just a Candida detox. And as a matter of fact, we recommend Candida detox for people just for health, health and wellness reasons. Like for myself, as an example, I do the Candida detox twice a year. I usually do it every 6 months. I do not have any fungus overgrowth. I test my blood. I don't have any Candida overgrowth, but I just do it so I can stay forever young and to make myself feel good. I
It's
have,
working.
yeah, thank you, thank you. I have a little trick. I purposely do a 30-day Candida detox a month before Christmas. This is,
Ah,
there is a specific reason behind it, because you know how with the holiday season people starts bringing you cookies and wines and bottles of really fancy alcohols as gifts. People gain usually at least 7 to 15 pounds of unwanted body fat during the Christmas season. I purposely start 30 days, I count out 30 days before December 24th, and then I have my glass of wine on Christmas Eve. So when people are gaining weight, I'm actually losing weight. And what we usually see with this detox is that you lose around 7 to 10 pounds per 30-day detoxification protocol. So not only I benefit from health and wellness, but also then, when people are running in like, oh my God, I need change in my diet. I'm already ahead of the game.
some fun between Christmas and New Year's.
Yes, exactly, exactly. So, and we have, we have a lot of clients that sometimes we have to convince and we have to explain to them why this type of detoxification is important. And people are a little bit adamant about the fact that, oh, I have to make changes on my diet. And we tell them, start with 30 days. Because that's the minimum that anyone can suck it up and do it for 30 days. But then our clients come back and they're like, oh my God, I'm feeling so well on a superbiotic and I'm pooping so well with with all the products that I'm taking. They actually want to continue, and we tell them, please go ahead, take it for 60 days, 90 days. It's not going to harm you. So first we convince them, then they're the ones that are coming back and chasing us because they feel so great.
Wow, that sounds like a great program to me.
Yes.
Now, let me ask you about something. You had said something about certain physicians sending people to you. How much of your client base is referral based?
So as you know, Joe, all of our locations are inside of Powerhouse gyms, right? We have an agreement, we have a contractual agreement with Powerhouse Gym. So we rent from the gym. So we have a lot of built-in clientele of the people that are already members of the gym. But typically we also get maybe I would say 30% of just referrals. Referrals from the doctors, nurses, like I said, acupuncturists. And typically it happens in the way where a client comes in and that client is a doctor and we help that doctor. And because they firsthand have seen how good they're feeling and how great of the results they got from us, that's when they organically become our marketing billboard. They're like, oh my God, I need to send my patient to you. Oh my God, I need to, like, for example, this is actually a great example. I have a wonderful client of mine. She's a very well-respected OBGYN in the area here in Michigan where I'm at. And I have helped her a lot and we became really good friends. And because she's an OBGYN and she also delivers babies at the hospital, that's all she does. She just deals with women in any kind of female-related health issues. She sends us a lot of clients just for yeast infections. And guess what? Yeast infection is typically caused by the fungus overgrowth, right? So she knows, she went through a detox herself. She knows it helped her. She understands that it's so much better than taking any kind of prescription medication that can be harmful for your gut flora. So she sends everybody to us. Of course, she sends us, girls with PCOS because of insulin resistance, right? So those two hand in hand go together. She sends us clients for girls that trying to get pregnant or just had a baby and they're breastfeeding and they safely want to lose unwanted body fat. So it usually happens where we help one practitioner and then we build that relationship and then they love us and trust us, and from there on they just send everybody to us.
That's awesome. Now, let's talk about age groups a little bit. Do you see, what's the youngest clientele that you will see there? Do you work with children at all?
We absolutely do. And it's really the age groups just completely dramatically change. We either see someone who is over 35 years old plus, or we have somebody who is just really, really young. We don't have those, 18, 19, 20, 21 year olds, because most of the time they're strong, they're feeling good, there is really quote unquote nothing wrong with them. So we usually will see someone 35 years old plus suffering from some kind of condition, typically someone who has already tried it all, been to the doctors, especially with gut health, right? IBS, Crohn's, those type of patients. We help them. And guess what happens? Most of the time, their children suffering from the same conditions. And then they're the ones that say, hey, I want to bring my daughter. Hey, can I bring my whole family, my kids and my husband? So that's how it goes, kind of like 35 plus, or anyone under 14, like 15, 14 years old.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, the kids need it more than anything right now, Paulina.
Absolutely.
They really do. I mean, after this last, I heard this last 2.5 years described as a 2.5 year flu we've been going through.
Yes, exactly.
Someone referred to it that. And those kids, I mean, they're just, I love that. I'm going to keep using it. I know. So, but the kids, they've been inside. They're even, and then if they're in school, they're eating. I don't know what they're eating. They're eating crap, right? And they're covering their faces, and they can't breathe, and all of these things are going on. So, I mean, kids right now, I think, need us in this capacity more than ever.
Absolutely,
and it's great that
yes.
you're working with families like that. I've always said that I think the worst part of the whole allopathic conglomerate of physicians are the pediatricians, because I don't see them doing a whole much more than weighing kids and giving them shots.
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
just really not much more. So
Yes,
the more we
absolutely.
can do, the better.
Yeah, children get influenced by parents, so it's a parent's job, right, to educate them and guide them and support them. As you remember, I did a presentation for you guys a few months ago on diabetes in Pittsburgh,
Yes.
and the topic was diabesity. And at some of my slides, I was showing not so fun, but fun facts of what a lot of people don't know. And when it comes to diabetes in children, well, first and foremost, anyone in this country that has diabetes, 90% of those people with diabetes are type 2 diabetes. So guess what? We do it to ourselves, first and foremost, right? That's something
Yes.
that we have earned through bad lifestyle habits and diet and lack of exercise. Children used to be, just 3 years ago, usually you'll see children 12 years old plus with type 2 diabetes. Guess what's going on nowadays? 5-year-olds already get diagnosed with type 2. So that's the real pandemic. The real pandemic for the last 3 years that we've been going on through is the actual diabetes. And that's happening more and more and more. Children that cannot even understand their name yet already recognizing the golden arches of McDonald's. Whose fault is that? That's not the kids' fault. Kids know what we teach them, right? So again, it's our duty and our obligation to educate those young ones to understand this is good, this is bad, because what you allow is what will continue. I say this all the time. So, and sometimes it's the parents that also don't know how to get educated. So they come to us and they say, please educate me so I can educate my kids.
Right.
And that's why we love working with families. It's very rewarding. And we know that if we can teach an 11-year-old how to eat specific for his or her goals, oh my God, that's accomplishment for them for life. We can save
so
them
true.
a lot of conditions.
Yeah, and they're exposed to all of these bad habits, right, on a regular basis. They're exposed at school. They watch television. They see the commercials, for all the fast food companies. They see all of the, go down the cereal aisle of a supermarket, and that tells you everything you need to know and why the health of our kids is declining.
Yeah, exactly. And unfortunately, Special K is not that special as they try to advertise it. So, yes.
Oh, it's funny. The whole cereal industry has really, to me, there's a book. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's called Serial Killer, and it's spelled cereal, Cereal, right? But it's eye-opening. It goes into the history of the Post and Kellogg, the families that actually started this monopoly on cereal. And the whole breakfast, I think the concept of breakfast, let's talk about that for a second, because that's been so distorted on what people are eating for breakfast. What do you do and how do you address that? Because I'm sure they're not doing the right thing.
Yeah. So before we identify what is that specific individual should be having for breakfast, we identify their lifestyle habits. And we identify, do they work night shifts or day shifts? Are they used to having breakfast or no breakfast? Are they on the go or are they in a rush? Do they have enough time to prep the breakfast? So is it something that we need quick and easy? Maybe a protein shake of a good quality that we can just, offer to them. So again, that's where the discovery hour comes in. It's literally just we have to match to the specific lifestyle of the client that's sitting in front of us. Because if we make it so difficult for them, they will never do it. So, but no matter what, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're doing a shake or let's say a vegan organic protein bar, or that you're having a fully blown breakfast. As long as you are consuming the ingredients that do have tangible nutritional value, that's all we want. I don't care if you give me a vegan protein shake and you put a scoop of greens, like the lean greens that you guys have, or I don't care if you have, let's say, egg whites and spinach, right, for breakfast, and maybe some avocado on the side. So it's just relevant all to their what they're accustomed to, and their lifestyle and the time schedule. But definitely cereal is never our first choice. It's actually never even our last choice. If we do have someone that really does love cereal, we do recommend them that they go for something like Ezekiel cereal, right? Something that
Yes.
has sprouted grains, something that has whole food ingredients. But most of the time, again, it comes to education. Cereal is just one of those types of processed man-made foods that have a lot of hidden, unknown ingredients that you cannot even pronounce. So, and we just literally Google that type of cereal in front of our clients and we show them the ingredients. And when they see that they have things like yellow number 6, red number 5, same thing exactly as a nail polish or wall paint, right? When people get educated like this, that's when they're like, wow, I will never touch it ever again. So again, like we don't want to just say cereal is bad, because that's irrelevant to someone that's sitting in front of me in a consultation chair. I have to tell them why cereal is bad, and that's how they remember.
Absolutely. And it's I've been against cereal for a long, long time. And not only that, what do they do with it? They get regular, milk that's loaded with hormones and antibiotics, and that's what they eat with their cereal. Dr. Weiner used to always call it, what did he call it? Cardboard with sugar on it, doused in white goo or pus. I mean, it's just, that sounds gross, but so what? It is. It is gross.
Joe, I was just recently last week, I was on a hormone replacement therapy webinar. We just introduced a medical division to our registered dietitian offices. So now we do lab work and we test for blood work for hormones and other panels and whatnot. So I was on a medical seminar for HRT. And the doctor that was doing it was a very comprehensive 5-hour seminar. The doctor who was educating us on bioidentical hormones legitimately said it out loud that in the United States, and this is something I found shocking, I never knew this, and I've been in the nutrition field for, we've been open for 12 years. In the United States, legally, you can put up to 6 different types of hormones in the cattle, and no one can tell you nothing. RBGH is one of those really nasty hormones, right, that they're shooting cows with for faster milk production. So up to 6 different types of hormones they can put in the cows and the chickens. And guess what? We're the ones that drinking that milk or eating that meat and consuming all of those hormones. So as long as it's 6 different types or less, they're following the regulations and guidelines. They're okay.
One is too many.
Exactly.
They're allowed up to 6, yeah. So, that takes you right back to your discovery hour, because, maybe the cause of their issues, may not be they're eating, a lot of actual table sugar, refined sugar, but in all these other foods, it's hidden.
Exactly.
Right? It's hidden. And when you compound it with antibiotics and hormones that are injected into these animals, well, you've got a perfect storm of destruction that can go on in their digestive system.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I think this is something that they should be learning in school. Kids should be learning this in school. You should be there teaching them.
I say this all the time. Every single hospital should have a very extensive dietitian department on staff. Every single school should have a very extensive nutrition department on staff. Just like they educate us about math and biology, they should be educating us on nutrition, right? But it's just really funny how sometimes we have people, because we're inside of the gyms and Powerhouse is known for just very fit, very serious individuals that come in to work out. We have these beautiful fitness models and bodybuilders that come in, and they're all suffering from gut health issues. And here's the crazy part: most of the time, 2 out of 10 people that we test their blood work, they have fungus and Candida overgrowth. And you know what it is? It's their diet is exceptional, literally by the book, and they have bodybuilding coaches that write them custom diet plans and all of that. But it's the protein shakes. It's the poor quality protein shakes, over the counter, mass production, muscle milk, and premier proteins that they're drinking, and they don't think that this is bad for them. As long as it shows there is 24 grams of protein per serving, that's all they care about. And that's when we really educate them. Like, we'll grab our protein powder. Let's say we'll grab the Best Way, and it says grass-fed, RBGH free, right? And that's when we tell them this is the difference. So, and we give them samples. You guys are so generous to always provide us with a lot of samples, and we don't even try to convince them to get something from us. We give them a sample, say, hey, go home, try this, see if your digestive health is better. And then they come back, they're like, oh my God, this is the best product ever. So it's what's the ingredients and how the product is made that makes a big difference.
Oh yeah, you see a lot of adulterated protein powders out there. I know for years, I mean, this is not as prevalent anymore because we've become, as a society, I think, a little bit more aware of soy and how detrimental it is because of the abundance of it in our diet. But years ago, they used to drink soy protein shakes. Fitness and bodybuilders, like they were going out of style, and now they all, later in life, they're all having issues because of that.
Absolutely,
it's a shame.
So it all comes down to education, and it's usually anytime if we take away something from our client, we want to give them something back. We don't want to completely restrict them. Like if we tell them remove soy sauce, we'll give them liquid aminos, the coconut aminos, right? So pretty much tastes identically the same flavor, different value, much better value. So just the same, like, hey, if you want to drink whey protein, yes, because you have a higher amino acid profile and because you're a bodybuilder and that's what you're accustomed to, just make sure you drink the grass-fed, lactose-free protein, and you will be fine. You don't need to go into vegan proteins because not everybody likes vegan proteins, or not everyone can tolerate, right, vegan proteins.
Absolutely.
For different reasons.
And another problem with the vegan proteins is if it's only a single vegetable, you're not getting a complete amino acid profile either. So it's going to be, there's always an issue. Let's go another step further to finish out here. Let's talk about the bad adverse effects of a Candida problem or a gut problem that goes unchecked. Okay, now you're looking at people, you say you have over 35, under 14 age. When you get a little bit older, 30, 40-year-olds, what are the bad adverse effects that we're seeing from a lifetime of Candida overgrowth?
Yes. The most visible adverse reaction that we see when I'm evaluating someone without even testing them, the most visible reaction is usually a skin condition. That's the first thing we see. We have rosacea, we have psoriasis, we see if there's just really dry skin and, anything of that sort, or like red patches, could be all over your face, all over your neck. It could be just in specific areas of your body. That's the first one. The one that clients mostly complain about is usually some kind of uncomfortable feeling when it comes to their gut health. It's either constipation, diarrhea, excessive gas, excessive bloating. That's the one that usually, I'm not feeling well, it hurts, right? And then another one that most of the time clients complain about is sugar cravings. The moment you tell me you have sugar cravings, right away I ask you how long you have been having this type of feeling, and then right away we nip it in the bud, we go into the diet, and sure enough, we know there is something that they're doing that's, they're overgrowing that fungus. So sugar cravings, aches and pains, stomach issues, inability to lose weight, low sex drive, libido. That's a big one, because like again, our gut is our second brain. If this is not good right here, this is not going to be good right here. Our central nervous system dictates how happy we are, how moody we are, how hungry we are, how excited we are, how sleepy we are. So because of that, we already know if someone comes in and they say, I think I'm getting older, my sex drive is going down. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not getting older. You should be humping and pumping by this until you're 90 something years old, as long as you're in a good health. So let's dig further and see what's going on really. So that's a big one. And
I agree with you. Yeah, 100%. I know I don't have any candida issues. Okay. But anyhow, no, I think the skin is something that really people should take note of, because what happens, undoubtedly they go to a doctor or a dermatologist and they try to treat it topically, or they give them steroids, right?
Yep.
I mean, they don't get to the cause. And this is probably the single most prevalent cause of skin conditions.
Yeah, absolutely. Instead of masking and putting that Band-Aid on the problem, why don't we dig down inside and heal that wound, right? So that's a big one. We also see issues with sleep, as funny as it sounds, because when you have Candida overgrowth, you already your brain understands you're in a stress mode. When you're overusing your sympathetic nervous system, obviously that can affect your sleep pattern. But most of the time it's just really digestive health. It's issues with mood, sometimes almost depression like feeling, like you just feel like somebody just unplugged the battery from you and you're just done, right? Because you can't function properly. And of course, sugar cravings, inability to lose weight. That's a big one too. Candida makes you feel and look really puffy, right? That's the overgrowth that just really stuck in you. So most of the time when we see that, when we get rid of the actual overgrowth, people start peeing and pooping much more. So obviously you're flushing everything out. So you're flushing out all of the unwanted water weight. So that's another thing.
Have you ever used our lymphatic tincture?
We love your lymphatic tincture. Absolutely.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
do.
good.
If someone is really willing to go 100% all out, we absolutely recommend lymphatic tincture with the liver and gallbladder tincture. If they're really on the budget, or if they're really conservative when it comes to taking supplementation, we choose liver tincture over lymphatic tincture.
I see. Okay.
Like when I personally do my detox, I do both.
Okay. And since you brought up pooping, let's talk about that for a second, because I'll bet you see a lot of people with their regular bowel movements is once or twice a week.
Yep, absolutely. We see a lot of people that's either constipation dominant or diarrhea dominant, and neither one, if we had to choose one over the other, neither one of those are more beneficial. So absolutely. So, and what happens most of the time, actually, when we do see something like this, when we introduce Candida detox, we also introduce the GI protocol. You know how you guys have the brochures, which are so helpful, and it really saves us a lot of time to deeper educate our clients. When we give them the Candida detox brochure, and then we offer them the GI detox brochure, and we do kind of like a hybrid. Because most of the time it's the same diet and it's pretty much the same supplementation. So might as well just let's attack you from different angles, and let's just, get you on the right track faster. So that's why we kind of do our own modification of your standard Nutritional Frontiers Candida protocol.
Excellent. Yeah, it's really shocking to me when I hear about some of these bathroom habits that people have, and I think, how can that? You can't possibly feel good if you've got all that waste built up inside of you.
Yes, and unfortunately, medication is not always going to be the way to go. I have a wonderful example of a client. She's 59 years old. She came to me because she wanted to lose weight. She wanted to be 60 and fabulous. So when we started digging deeper to find out what's going on with her weight gain and why she's having an inability to lose weight, we actually found out she does not poop. She would poop maybe once every 2 weeks. She went to the best hospitals here in Michigan, and a portion of her colon was removed. She's been struggling with constipation. As soon as we put her on the right dietary protocol and we ran her through the GI detox, we literally fixed that lady probably in a week, which was very shocking. She left us a really beautiful, really nice Google review, and the lady, she was fixed.
That's fantastic. I mean, these kinds of testimonials, do your clients allow you to use them to, advertise?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Good,
Our clients
great.
are jumping with joy that we're able to help them. They allow us to use their pictures before and after. They allow us to use the testimonials. We use it for our social media, 100%. And the best part is that they bring the rest of the family for us to take care of. So that is, as every business will say, there is no better thank you as a referral that you bring us. So
Oh,
they're
absolutely.
trusting us with their most valuable assets, which is their families and their loved ones.
Yes, so true. Paulina, you are a godsend to this industry. I mean, you're helping so many people, you're growing, you're giving back. This is a great model for people to. By the way, are you franchising out to other states? Not
Not
yet?
yet, not yet. I have entertained an idea of franchising with my attorney, but I think I prefer to be 100% sole owner of all of my offices. We're opening one more location in October here in Northville, Michigan, and possibly a few more in Florida. But as far as franchising, sometimes, when you franchise, you can actually dilute the quality of your work. And you already know how I roll. I'm one of those control freaks. I like to keep everything on a very short leash because it's my name and reputation. So the answer is no. Let me just keep
Good.
on building with you guys. Let me keep on opening more locations, but I want to keep them all for myself.
Well, good for you. That way they'll be successful. That's for sure. Any parting words for everybody? We're just about
Um,
done.
Well, I just want to say that again, thank you so much for always having us. Nutritional Frontiers is just such a big part of our businesses and our livelihood. I mean, you guys are our family at this point, and we're just so blessed and just so fortunate that we found you. We found you by faith, just out of nowhere, without even looking. It happened organically. And now look at my shelves. 90% of my money goes to you guys. In a good way.
Percent. I like that
Yeah,
number.
so
Yeah.
we honored to be partners with you, and I wake up every morning with a grateful heart, and I just thank the opportunity of having you guys on our team. So thank you,
you know,
Joe. Thank
having
you, Jamie.
having the products and being able to make a difference with them. That's the key.
Absolutely. And
And
that's
that's
the
what you're
goal.
doing.
We are in business. We are in business to make a difference. So you guys are such a huge part of us. If ever, God forbid, something ever happens to Nutritional Frontiers, if you guys shut down, I will shut down. So let's make sure both of us are growing. This is very
You got
important.
it. That's a guarantee.
That's a
Not a
guarantee.
problem. Okay, Paulina Petrusevich, 7.7 nutrition, phenomenal. I mean, you did all this without a PowerPoint. You don't know, it's just right out of that amazing brain of yours. So we thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you so much. I love you guys. Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye bye.